Hey there Cosmic Warriors, and welcome back to another video. And if you are new here, my name is Hannah. I am a Western Practical Astrologer. Okay, so in today's video we are going to be exploring the relationship between your sun sign and your Pluto sign. What do they say about you? Stay tuned because we are going to get into it. But before we do, make sure to comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff, click the bell. And if you are interested in booking a reading with me, then you can visit my website, hannahselsewhere.com. There you can also find my astrology products. And if you want a new video early, ad-free, plus PDF guides and daily forecasts, then head on over to my Patreon. And I just want to take a moment to say thank you so much to my patrons for all of your support. As always, I hope you find this video to be helpful. Let's do this. Alright, so the synodic cycle of the Sun and Pluto is about 1 year. Sun and Pluto form a conjunction, ushering in a new transformation and empowerment cycle. We are encouraged to focus on our shadow, our hidden parts. What is buried deep within our psyche is encouraged to come to light. We learn many lessons about our resilience, our determination, and our evolution. This is a dance of ground-breaking renewal, refusing to give up the fight and seeing that what doesn't kill us makes us stronger. Our pride won't allow the outside world to defeat us. Naturally, this is also about loss, grief, death, and repressing how we feel. But much like the phoenix bird rises from the ashes of its predecessor, we too learn from this cycle that we can soar high with greater wisdom, even after the world tries to control us and destroy our spirit. We are reminded that there is a reason to live. This is about our higher purpose. But to reach or access such parts of ourselves, our ego is cracked open. We experience what is said to be an ego death. Our spirit regenerates. When we can identify this thing over here that is no longer serving us, just think of an example with that, right? So thinking about what no longer serves you. When we can do this, our spirit celebrates our victory. Our higher self congratulates us. Now, this is also about a newfound power from within. The power of our spirit, the power of love. Potentially accessing parts of our inner child which we denied. This is a dance of compassion and empathy, holding space for parts of the self that died within us as children because we had to protect ourselves. Welcoming and loving parts of the self that did not get a chance at life. This is about resurrecting our hearts, bringing it back online, reaching higher and flying above shame, fear, resentment, envy. And as all of this occurs, the intensity of our emotions and our feelings is very strong, very powerful. But we are encouraged to be brave, to show courage in the face of our major transformations. Our unconscious has so much to offer us if we only listen and tune in. Indeed, when the Sun and Pluto join forces, we can tap into our passion. Funnily enough, whilst typing this, I was listening to some rock music. This kind of music, you see, is very passionate and helps to alleviate stress. Pluto then is a generational planet and has something to say about how society changes through the years, right? But radically so. And so, with the sun being involved, our ego and our identity could very well change in such powerful, strong, and magnetic ways. We notice themes of focus, strong desire, and strength of heart, strength of will. The sun in astrology represents our vitality and our self-expression. The sun is a very conscious part of our identity, of our individuality. But Pluto represents the underworld, things we are haunted by, and repression. Therefore, the Sun-Pluto cycle is so much about showing you your depths, shining a light on what is buried psychologically and literally, secrets, protection, denial, obsession. There is no hiding from the truth here, for better or for worse. Therefore, when Sun and Pluto meet in the sky every year or so, a new cycle related to such matters occurs. And about 4 months later, Pluto stations to turn retrograde for about 5 months. Therefore, you might have been born with a Pluto retrograde in your chart. And when the Sun and Pluto retrograde oppose one another in the sky, we have an opportunity to balance our identity and our shadow side, so to speak. We go within, we reflect upon how aligned we are with our hidden parts, how aligned we are with our personal power. We have an opportunity to reflect on our transformational journey so far. The last time Sun and Pluto formed a conjunction a same degree conjunction, was on the 20th of January 2024 in the sign of Capricorn, so that was at 29 degrees. Pluto has been in Capricorn since 2008, and so this started a new cycle. So the conjunction between Sun and Pluto back in January started a new cycle within our Capricorn house to do with regeneration and transmutation when it came to things like our purpose, accomplishments, self-mastery, right? How dedicated we are, our authority. And by July 2024, Sun in Leo will oppose Pluto retrograde in Aquarius, pointing toward our authenticity and our genuine self-expression. And the cracking of our hearts here will be a huge, huge theme over the next 20 years as Pluto retrograde opposes Leo. So let's go through the Sun and Pluto aspects. Let me know in the comments what your Sun and Pluto combination is. There are a few changes that I'm making here with the modern day planet videos. One is Cassimi and Combust will not be explored. There are mixed opinions about this online, but I will only use Cassimi and Combust for traditional planets. Also, we will not be exploring aversion. This is a traditional technique. I will use the semi-sextile and in conjunction as of the modern aspects though, but do consider the strength of the actual strength of the degrees here. Of course too, there are other aspects too, right? There are plenty other minor aspects to think about, but for more information about aspects and degrees, I have made a series all about them, so feel free to check that out. All right, so first up, we've got Sun and Pluto in the same sign, Sun-Pluto conjunction. If both Sun and Pluto are in the same sign in your chart, your life is full of transformation. These notable periods where you have transitioned from one way of being to the next, often in forceful ways, in ways where you have had very little control. Perhaps you witnessed much loss and death growing up, or from a young age you have been aware of the cycles of life and death. Maybe you often go to extremes. It can be very difficult for you to find a middle ground, to find some sort of balance and peace and harmony. Naturally, though, through your inner work, by becoming more conscious of any sort of obsessive or compulsive tendencies, you grow stronger and more in control of your life. You grow to have some kind of mastery of over your emotions, and you do not give in easily to temptation. You might also be extremely empathetic, and especially towards other people here, other people's inner battles, struggles, because you have been there yourself. You also get right to the heart of the matter. You are not big on general chit chat, and you can read people pretty well. You are such investigators and researchers, leaving no stone unturned. The truth matters. Even if the truth hurts, you want to know. You prefer to know the truth because that way you can decide for yourself what you want to do with the truth. Moreover, you can come across as intense, as profound, perceptive, and as very insightful. You are also highly mysterious. Others may think they have you figured out, but they don't. It might seem like you're hiding something, and often you are. Most likely, this is not done maliciously though. It's more that you must trust others. You must feel an emotional bond. Intimacy within your relationships is important to you. Now, if your Sun and Pluto are closer together within a 5-degree orb or so, then the stuff I just mentioned is intensified. It is going to be stronger, and you're more likely to probe and to evolve as well. The Sun and Pluto might also be conjunct, but in different signs, right? Which can change things slightly, but you're still going to radiate intensity, truth, control, and power. Sun and Pluto Semi-Sextile. If your Pluto sign is in the sign before or after your Sun sign, it creates a semi-sextile by sign. Naturally, degrees matter, so do make sure to look at your chart. But if Sun and Pluto do create a semi-sextile, for you, it might feel like your personal power is challenging to accept or to access. For example, maybe you find it difficult to love and to embrace endings and transformation, or you might feel disappointed when you don't express your control out of fear of being called domineering or super demanding, or even power hungry or egotistic. You could go to express the qualities of your Sun sign and then later think to yourself that your deeper desires and truth were overlooked, as if a part of you was not being fully honest with yourself. Maybe you sometimes isolate yourself, or you obsess over things that you have no control over. It can be difficult for you to see yourself as strong and as determined, and so perhaps a challenge for you is trying to sort of bridge the gap between your self-expression and experiencing renewal. Sun and Pluto retrograde in conjunction. Now, if you were born with the Sun in conjunct Pluto retrograde, when Pluto retrograde is in the sign before or after the sign opposite your Sun sign, well, Pluto retrograde adds another layer to being separated or feeling separated from your power and rebirths. This could be about digging deeper and connecting with a few repressed emotions. This could also look like tapping into your inner strength with greater focus. There is a deep reflection to do with your shadow here. Maybe you become overwhelmed actually by fear, or you can see how you might be getting in your own way. How shedding the old to make room for the new is so important. Naturally, with Pluto being retrograde, such matters are considered more deeply, and you could very well come to understand these parts of yourself with time. Sun-Pluto Sextile. If your Pluto sign is 2 signs over from your Sun sign, it creates a sextile by sign. Now again, consider the degrees. Closer by degree sextiles are stronger. Sextiles have a Venus-like quality. Therefore, when it comes to your personal power and your shadow, your Sun supports your efforts. Your ego, your self-assurance, your confidence, your radiance lends this helping hand to your deeper insights, desires, fears, and intense willpower. And your Pluto assists your ego's desire to regenerate, overcome, and to rise like the mighty phoenix. Perhaps you are applauded for being perceptive, investigative, and profound, or others notice how compassionate and healing you are. You are known for being determined and strong, for your empowering acts. Maybe being seen for your self-mastery and control. These things are supported too. And maybe your intuition is recognized. You appreciate truth and honesty, and you will not put up with cruel behavior, rude behavior, manipulative behavior. And whilst underneath you may be experiencing fear like everyone else, you also inspire others to be brave. Sun-Pluto Square. Okay, so if your Pluto sign is 3 signs over from your sun sign, it creates a square by sign. Do consider the degrees, closer by degree squares. They're going to be stronger. Squares, though, have a Mars-like quality. Therefore, when it comes to things like empowerment, transformation, and working with your shadow, your sun sign may not be the most supportive. It might feel like your sun creates conflict or tension, as if your sun is fighting against your ability to overcome and rise. Yes, you are most likely deep, profound, insightful, investigative. You care about the truth. You care about bringing the truth to light. But maybe there is a part of you that fights against such qualities. Or there is a part of you that is at odds with your strength and your investigations. Maybe this is about fearing that your power will be taken away, or you don't want to come off as demanding or dominating or as controlling. Perhaps you're not so in tune with the depths of how strong your heart is, with how strong your courage is. Maybe even you suppress a part of you that can be controlled and intuitive, only to later realize that you didn't express yourself fully. Fears of vulnerability are likely here. Others seeing the real you might feel all too painful. Naturally, this is about stepping up to the challenge by learning how to bring out your empowering qualities, so to speak, or to welcome your insights with empathy and encouragement. And if you do find yourself bending to somebody else's will, you can pull back and you can focus on yourself. You can be profound, introspective, and intense, but this is about learning to express these parts of yourself with greater awareness and confidence. Now, there is a possibility that Pluto is retrograde in your chart, creating a square to the sun. This adds then a much more contemplative quality to this information. Maybe keeping to yourself privately is more likely here, or experiencing periods of extremes, or you feel strongly about your passions and how they are true for you. Sun-Pluto Trine. Okay, so if your Pluto sign is 4 signs over from your sun sign, it creates a trine by sign. Do consider the degrees. Closer by degree trines are stronger. Now, trines have a Jupiter-like quality. Therefore, when it comes to things like your shadow, the unseen, and the mysteries of life, well, the sun enhances the efforts of your Pluto, and Pluto extends the reach to your self-expression and aliveness, meaning you could very well inspire others with your empowerment, with your inner motivations and drives and your deepest desires. Maybe you are talented when it comes to your intuition, when it comes to your healing insights, very gifted. Or you are loved for your strength and for your encouragement. Others could very well be inspired by your higher purpose or by your focus, by your determination, by your ability to overcome the many losses and challenges that life has thrown at you. Others might even follow your lead. You demand a certain kind of respect, and you will not put up with cruelty. Others might also be guided by your presence and by your insights. Your strength of will and courage has an impact on humanity. It does not go unnoticed. Maybe your shadow and your unconscious come through your art, hobbies, your interests, your drawings, your paintings, your music could very well just showcase this kind of mystery. There might be something rather dark or hypnotic about them too. And you might also heal via art. Yes. You also shine within areas that involve things like magic and the afterlife, the occult, esoteric subjects. And when you step into areas that involve healing and investigation, well, your sun celebrates your efforts. Likewise, your Pluto feels a sense of desire and even greater power when you shine and put yourself out there via your sun. Naturally, Pluto could be retrograde whilst creating the trine to the sun. So again, such matters are going to be much more internal, or it might take you a little while for you to truly let out the deeper and more profound meanings that lie within you. And lastly, Sun-Pluto retrograde opposition. If your Pluto sign opposes your sun sign, your sun and Pluto create an opposition by sign. Consider the degrees. Closer by degree oppositions are stronger, but oppositions have a Saturn-like quality. Therefore, when it comes to things like connecting with your power and your shadow, there is a struggle here. There is resistance, blockages, setbacks, delays, all very much present. Now, you might have been overlooked or projected onto quite a lot growing up, told you were bad, evil, or worse, demonic, right? But see, you could have picked up on other people's darkness. And the moment that you went to call people out, right, you were punished. Think of it this way. The sun is like this big spotlight. You were able to use that light and shine it on other people. And some things you witnessed were not so kind. Yet, you might not have been aware of this gift. Or you were rejected for bringing anything hideous up. Of course, I mean, people don't like to look at their shadow, right? But you called them out and they didn't like it. Perhaps you grew up with a demanding and or controlling parental figure. You were told repeatedly that you were not powerful. And so you kept to yourself. You are full of secrets, experiences and situations that you could very well take to your grave. And you can also sense when others are lying to you. You are very perceptive and you are willing to spin the truth so that you don't get hurt, because you know the lengths humans can go to. Your life is full of transformations that feel like they are coming from outside of you. But really, this is about your inner world. See, it's through others that you learn how to identify with your power, your personal power. You grow to be emotionally and spiritually wise, provided you do the inner work. Heck, even when it comes to the whole thing of the truth, you're able to even admit whenever you were at fault within situations. Of course, by doing that, then such situations no longer have power or control over you in this way. And you are learning then how to integrate your empowerment awareness from within before sharing it with the outside world. On the other hand here, okay, there might be those of you who actually reject such things. You refuse to address your repressed emotions, your hidden parts, things you deny, right? You could just deny. You turn to substances, or you can be very compulsive. There may be a refusal to change here. But hopefully here, as you grow, you can accept the parts of yourself you locked away, that you buried deep within your psyche. And by integrating them, you become stronger, more courageous here, and creative too. You welcome play and enjoyment. The inner child is awakened within. Maybe then you grow to be proud of your creativity. You might also grow to see your delays and setbacks as a part of your story, and that those times also align with something higher, right? With time, patience, and effort, you become a committed and transformational figure who is recognized for your intensities and your deeper insights. Your ability to overcome abuse of power adversity shines through. Okay then, Cosmic Warriors, so that concludes my video talking all about your Sun and Pluto signs, so the relationship between the two. Let me know your Sun and Pluto combination in the comment section. But with all that being said, I really hope that you found this video to be helpful. Did you learn something new? Let me know. I would really appreciate your feedback, and like you, I am always learning. Thank you so much to my patrons over at Patreon for all of your support once again. And if you would like to join the Patreon, the link is just down below. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. And of course, if you would like to see more videos from myself and you have not yet subscribed, then make sure that you click that subscribe button and also give this video a like if you did like it today. And I will be back with another video very, very soon. Bye.